What's up, guys? EDA Talk Sports here, back with another video. This time we're going to be covering some information which has recently come out. David Ornstein has recently reported on it, and you can probably tell by the title of this video that we're going to be talking about Fabio Vieira. Just to cover briefly what he's mentioned, Porto agreed deal to re-sign Fabio Vieira on loan from Arsenal. He won't be in the Arsenal squad for Aston Villa, as Porto finalised the move to bring the midfielder back after the 2022 sale. Marino arrival and Wanyeri rise reduces minutes, and 24-year-old needs regular action. So that's been reported by David Ornstein. And guys, again, it's not a surprise to me. Um, I thought coming into the season that it would be between Emil Smith Rowe and Fabio Vieira when we were covering, the tier list for the Arsenal squad. I did say it's up to debate. For me personally, I would look to sell or move Fabio Vieira on. And I think David Ornstein spoke about the 2022 sale from Porto for Vieira to come to Arsenal, £35 million. £35 million, 2 years on. And I've got to be honest with you, it's been an absolute flop. No disregard to the player. I believe there is quality in the player, but it's not been shown, it's not been seen. And for a team like Arsenal who are trying to bridge that gap, for a team like Arsenal who are trying to reach certain levels with this team and the margins, Liverpool fans will tell you, Liverpool themselves will tell you, you don't get many opportunities to strike when you're up against a team like Man City. A signing like Fabio Vieira, which was masqueraded as a right centre midfielder, someone who can play on the right wing. A lot of comparisons were made to Bernardo Silva in terms of like the like for like playing style, or someone who could be in that mold. Absolute nonsense. Injuries, the inability to get into the squad says it all, because Mikel loves him, but even he wouldn't sign off or sanction him starting games. Um, it's a big disappointment, to be honest with you. I think his arrival in the team and just his presence alone probably stifled the development of a couple of players. I think Manieri could have had a higher pecking order in the team earlier. I think the likes of Emil Smith Rowe could have had a better position in the starting lineup as well, and or a chance at the starting lineup, a chance of being on the bench, a chance of being an impact player where Fabio Vieira would get a game here or there. I believe he had around 33 league appearances over the 2 years, mainly probably coming off the bench, rarely starting. He had the moment against Brentford where he got a goal in his first season at the club. That was his main kind of shining point in that season. Last season, people were grasping at straws. They thought he was the solution for our midfield woes. Earlier in the season, when he had a decent performance against Fulham, I was there in person. It was decent. Um, he changed the game to a degree, him and Eddie Nketiah. But just because you can do that on the off chance doesn't mean you're good enough to be a regular fixture for Arsenal. And I've been quite strong in this for a while. Not good enough. We don't have the time to waste on players who aren't going to perform. And again, I believe there is a player in Fabio Vieira. I just don't think it's at Arsenal, and I'm happy that he's moved on. Following on from this, what Arsenal are going to do? We've already spoken about the arrival of Moreno, and we can get into that kind of profile and play and what it brings Arsenal, probably in a later video. But just to summarize it, it gives them a physical player. It gives them a player that's one of the best in aerial duels, in kind of winning the ball back. He shows high levels of quality there. There are some potential deficiencies in his game, but he gives us another player who can come into that midfield, offer a presence, which is what Fabio Vieira, amongst other things, has lacked. He doesn't have the build for the midfield. He doesn't have the guile. He doesn't have the speed. He doesn't seem to have the necessary intelligence for the level that we're looking at. And yeah, I think this is best for all parties. I'm hoping Fabio Vieira has a successful loan, is able to increase his value, and either come back into the team, which I highly doubt, or make sure that we can recoup some money from him, because I think this is we've seen the signings of Marquinhos and Pablo Mari from Edu, but this one really, really just hasn't been good enough. And we wasted time in the summer, in my opinion. We should have been looking for a winger because he was looked at as being, a by-part winger potentially. If we're not going to be playing Reece Nelson, can you put him there? And we played him there in pre-season. Waste of time. Get a proper winger, get a proper attacker. Now we need to look at who we're going to be getting because we sold Emil Smith Rowe. We're looking to sell Nketiah. We're looking to sell Vieira. We're looking hopefully to sell Reece Nelson as well. I would want a quality attacker in that position. We're hearing the likes of Nico Williams. You may have seen the reports, maybe yes or no, but that's the kind of player I'm looking for. I'm looking for someone who can challenge. We may not get that. That's fine, but I feel like another attacker, someone who's dynamic, someone who offers a little bit different to what we've seen already at Arsenal would be a major improvement. There's been links, and again, that's something that we can cover. There may be just a video covering what else Arsenal needs to do. We know about the signing of Calafiori. We know about the transfer of um, Marino, who's coming. Now it's about figuring out what is left. I think ideally for Arsenal, two signings would be peak. It's not going to happen. I think one signing is going to be a winger, someone who can support Saka, potentially, hopefully, a player who can challenge on both wings. I think it's needed, and we shall see. But yes, the move for Fabio Vieira to continue his footballing journey has happened. I wish him all the best, but I think for Arsenal, Edu, Mikel, they need to recognize that this has not been a good experiment, and I'm happy that they cut probably the losses now, and we can actually prioritize getting in an attacker who can actually make the difference. Make sure to leave your opinions, what you think about Fabio Vieira as a player, what you thought about the signing when it happened, what you think about it right now that he's looking to be moved on, and yeah, make sure to like and subscribe. We're gonna have a lot more footballing content. We've got a great week of Premier League football to look forward to, and I'll be covering this weekend's game. So look forward to catching up with you guys soon. Peace.